Imbolc is celebrated on February 1st or 2nd if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you kind of have a choice. You can either be celebrating the Sabbats with the traditional dates, or you can align them with your own seasons, because as you will be able to see, they have a lot to do with the seasons, the 4 seasons, in which case it would be August 1st and 2nd. I really enjoy that Sabbats are 2 days, typically 2 possible days, or like a range of a few days, because I always like to choose the day that I have the most free time to really celebrate it, doing the things that I personally love to do. So we'll get into that. So Imbolc is about halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And this is the time when it's still winter. It's honestly kind of the dead of winter in a way, but you can tell that the days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter. So this is a time when hope is really coming in. I really think of it as hope. You know that the summer is coming, you know that the sun is coming, you know that the plants are gonna be reborn out of the ground, and it's just a matter of time. So I see Imbolc as welcoming the light. It also aligns with the Christian holy day of Candlemas. So candles are a big part of Imbolc, especially to me, as you'll be able to see. This is also a beautiful time for cleansing. You might want to be cleansing the energy of your home or your physical space as you get ready for that spring cleaning energy. So if Imbolc is all about hope and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, seeing what's coming in and hoping for the best, then it's kind of perfectly opposite to Lammas or Lughnasadh on the other side of the wheel, which many in the opposite hemisphere may be celebrating at the same time, which is a time for planning and preparation. So it's like 2 sides of the same coin in a way. You're looking to the future. Imbolc is really a time of like dreaming and imagining what it will be like, and Lammas is definitely a time of getting things into action and making a plan and preparing. So if you are looking at the Wheel of the Year in terms of the mythology and mysteries of the Lord and Lady and the stories that follow the pagan tradition, then you can look at Imbolc as a time when the young maiden and lord are perhaps asleep, perhaps they're just about to be woken up or just waking up from their slumber, maybe dreaming of each other, dreaming of when they're going to meet their true love. I like to think too of the fairy tales where the maiden gets kissed and awakens. You know, perhaps this is a bit of this time as well. There's also a lot of mythology of the sleeping kings and the idea of a long slumber, which connects to dreams and like creating the future in a way, just tapping into that subconscious, that inward force of creating your future and finding that intuitive desire that's deep within. And just as the earth is awaiting the birth of spring, so the mother and father aspects are also awaiting the birth of their baby, and it's coming very soon. They're also filled with dreams and hope and imagining what it's going to be like, cleaning their home, getting ready for the birth of the child. I also like to look to nature itself. So I live in upstate New York. The seasons are really amazing here. You really fully experience the full 4 seasons. So I like to look at nature also with the holidays, with the 4 elements specifically. So I have an idea of how Imbolc relates to these 4 elements. So for air, it is crisp and cold. It's kind of that, like you go outside and you're like, oh, awakens you. So I'm thinking of that brisk awakening. I'm also thinking of like taking cleansing breaths. There's something about breathing in that winter air that just feels cleansing from the inside out. So that ties into the ideas of kind of like beginning to awake from your winter slumber, to cleanse yourself and your space and kind of prepare yourself for renewal that will happen in spring. For the element of fire, I think about candles and how this is, the nights are still long. This is a wonderful time to light candles, and how that relates to the idea of creating your inner light and creating your inner warmth. So finding that spark of hope within and being able to light your own candle and, put it in the window perhaps to beckon the new blessings that are coming your way. The element of water, which often corresponds with our emotions, the water is frozen, it is still, and it really makes me think of taking this time of being inward, being still, and sitting with your emotions. This isn't a time to be really outward and external, to be, going out and having lots of interactions with people. It's pretty much a time to be indoors, be with yourself. So you're not going out and exploring new experiences and having your emotions be affected, but rather reflecting on what's already there, what has happened, anything that's unresolved. I like to think of Imbolc as a time for that. And then the element of earth, this one is really exciting because the earth appears to be dead. Everything appears to be dead. And within that, there is the potential energy. That it's all just about to spring into life. But at the moment, you can't see it. So again, it's that idea of hope and faith that within that it's all going to work out, that there's always going to be a new beginning. But perhaps even when you can't see it, and this is a lesson we can bring into our lives, it is still there. It's just waiting. It's just asleep. So some colors for Imbolc, which you can use for altar cloths, you can use it for decorating, for craft projects, are white, yellow, gold, lilac purple, a light green. Some herbs that you can use in tea or in cooking are cinnamon, ginger, lemon, and blackberry. Some crystals are moonstone, amethyst, and bloodstone. So when I celebrate the Sabbats, there are a number of components that I really like to hit. One of which is that my own personal spiritual practice, which I do every day anyway, I align that with the Sabbat. So for example, if I'm sitting down to meditate, perhaps I find a meditation for Imbolc. And I have one on my channel, so I will link that at the end. If I'm doing a yoga practice, perhaps I find the theme of Imbolc, the theme of hope, something that aligns with that, and I do a practice especially for that. I think about what essential oils I'm using, what herbs I'm choosing in my tea. I make everything special that day. Then I always love to bake something on a Sabbat and really practice that kitchen magic. So I'm hoping that we will be making something and posting it here on this channel so that you can see what we decide to bake for Imbolc, and we can talk about kitchen magic. I'm really excited for that. And I also like to choose some sort of extra activity that has to do with the Sabbat, an activity or a ritual, something that really represents to me that theme. So for Imbolc, I like to make candles. I find it a really good time of the year to really add to my stash of candles. And it really means to me creating your inner warmth, your inner light, your inner hope, finding it within, creating it, and lighting that little light. I like to make these candles with the intentions for the new year, for the new upcoming seasons in mind as I make them, so that as I light the candles in the window of the dark nights, I am calling towards me the possibilities of my dreams and hopes in the coming months. I have a video on how I like to make candles, so I will link that so you can check it out if you want a little how-to. And lastly, I really like to spend time outdoors. Even if the weather is terrible, I'd like to take a little bit of time, often by myself, outside to just experience nature at that moment in the wheel of the year. So some other things that you can do to celebrate Imbolc is make a St. Bridget's cross. You can cleanse your home with a besom or broom. You can take a ritual bath with candles. That sounds so lovely to me. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below, how do you like to celebrate Imbolc? And if you are watching this on Imbolc or near Imbolc, have a blessed Imbolc. I hope that it is wonderful. And if you're watching this just to learn about the Sabbats, I'll be sure to make a Wheel of the Year playlist when I've made a video for every Sabbat, so you can hopefully check that out. But thank you so much for being here. I also want to invite you on my Twitch channel, which will be linked down below. I always do free tarot on the Sabbats, so I would love to see you there. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. This video is sponsored by Sabbat, a witch's card game, which is the card game that I myself invented and designed. And this is perfect for any witchy person in your life as a gift or for yourself. But throughout this game, you choose your witch's path. This is your identity throughout the entire time of playing, and it corresponds with one of the 5 elements. And throughout the game, you are earning tools, you're developing practices, and you can use those to cast spells. And you also have occurrence cards that happen every now and again. And you do this to level up by creating your initiation ritual, you set your altar, you build your book of shadows, and that is how you win the game, is becoming the highest level witch. And yeah, you can check this out in the description down below, and keep your eye out for expansion packs for each Sabbat in the Wheel of the Year coming soon, so that you can celebrate the Wheel of the Year all year long with this really fun witchy card game.